Welcome, dear soul, to the gentle tune of old Buddhist philosophy, where wisdom flows like a river and numbers become the hidden music of the universe. Here, every word is an echo of ancient truth, every reflection a reminder that life itself is a sacred teaching. In this space, we do not chase fortune blindly, but listen deeply to the whispers of the cosmos, the rhythm of the Dharma, and the subtle language of numbers that has guided seekers for centuries. For what are numbers if not vibrations of the eternal? The Buddha once said, "All things appear and disappear because of the concurrence of causes and conditions, and numbers, beloved friends, are among those conditions, quiet messengers that appear at the right moment to guide you toward awakening." Seers like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga read these signs, and through them foresaw cycles of wealth, challenge, and transformation. Now it is your turn to listen. This month, as August reaches its final days, 6 sacred numbers rise with clarity like bells ringing in the stillness of night. They are not random. They are calls to remembrance, to discipline, to awareness. To walk with them is to walk with destiny itself. So breathe deeply and attune yourself to this ancient current. Listen not with ears alone, but with your heart, for the wisdom of these numbers is not just about outer fortune. It is about aligning with the cosmic order, the Dharma that has always been guiding you. And as you receive these truths, I invite you to reflect. If the universe truly speaks through numbers, what message do you feel it has been trying to give you all along? Share your answer in the comments. For your reflection may awaken another soul's journey. Number 21. The doorway of alignment. The sacred number 21 does not arrive like a fleeting charm or a gambler's token of chance. It arrives as a teacher, a guide, whose lessons are subtle yet transformative. It appears in the stillness of a morning breath, in the pauses between your steps, in the quiet moments where life itself asks you to look within. 21 is not about noise. It is not about rushing to the finish line. It is the gentle reminder that the truest victories are won through patience, clarity, and alignment with the rhythm of the universe. In Buddhist wisdom, the number 21 reflects the art of stillness within motion. Just as a lotus can bloom in the muddiest of waters, so too can the soul remain calm in the midst of chaos. Life will always move, the world will always spin, storms will always rise, but 21 whispers, pause, breathe, realign. It reminds us that peace is not found by escaping the storm, but by standing so deeply rooted in awareness that the storm cannot move you. This is the power of 21, the doorway to inner steadiness, where outer turbulence no longer dictates your path. Even Nostradamus once warned that clarity is never born in frenzy, but in silence. And here we see the same wisdom. The great seers of history understood what Buddhists have always taught, that truth comes when the mind is quiet, when the heart is steady, when the self no longer chases distractions, but simply rests in presence. Baba Vanga spoke in visions that often startled the world, but beneath them lay the same message, that the greatest guidance comes not from noise, but from attunement to the quiet rhythm of destiny. And in this way, 21 mirrors the same prophecy. To slow down is to see more clearly, to align is to prosper. When 21 begins to repeat in your life, on clocks, on dates, on receipts, in unexpected places, it is not coincidence, it is a mirror. It is the universe holding up a reflection, asking gently, are you chasing the noise of the world, or are you living with awareness? Each time it appears, it is as if the cosmos is reminding you that presence is the foundation of prosperity, that all abundance begins not in striving, but in returning. To walk with 21 is to understand that your external world reflects your internal state. A restless mind attracts restless outcomes. A grounded heart draws harmony, wealth, and joy. When your thoughts scatter, 21 gathers them. When your soul wavers, 21 centers it. When you forget who you are, 21 becomes the bell of mindfulness, bringing you back to your own essence. So the message is clear. Prosperity does not begin when the world changes. It begins the moment your thoughts return to presence. For in presence lies patience, in patience lies strength, and in strength lies the doorway to true abundance. And so I ask you, dear seeker, when the number 21 appears in your life, do you take it as a random sign, or do you pause and listen to its wisdom? What might it be urging you to realign with today? Number 4, the hidden architect. 4 is not loud, nor does it dazzle at first glance. It is quiet, steady, and often overlooked, yet it is the silent architect upon which all things rise. Just as a house cannot stand without its 4 corners, and the earth itself rests upon the balance of 4 directions, so too does your destiny require this sacred foundation. Without structure, no dream can endure. Without discipline, no vision can manifest. Spiritually, the number 4 whispers of the hidden labor that sustains abundance. Baba Vanga, the mystic seer, often spoke of the necessity of stability before the flood of blessings, warning that wealth without grounding becomes a passing shadow. 4 is that prophecy in motion, telling you that your life must be rooted before the branches can spread toward the sky. In Buddhist teaching, 4 carries profound symbolism. The 4 noble truths form the bedrock of the path to enlightenment, truths that cannot be bypassed, for they are the pillars of awakening. Just as every mindful breath is another stone in the architecture of your inner temple, every act of discipline builds the invisible palace where destiny can dwell. 4 is both a test and a blessing. It asks you to prove your steadiness before revealing your fortune. Nostradamus, too, spoke of cycles that collapse when built upon weak foundations. His visions, mysterious yet precise, remind us that what is rushed will crumble, but what is patiently constructed will echo through generations. The number 4 aligns with this timeless wisdom. It calls you not to chase fleeting gains, but to craft something enduring, something that carries your spirit into tomorrow. And so when the number 4 enters your path, it is not a decoration, but a command. It asks, are you building your life on shallow sands, or on the rock of patience, effort, and faith? Will you choose shortcuts that vanish, or will you choose the path of quiet strength that outlives storms? Beloved seeker, what foundation are you laying today for your family, your soul, your journey? Tell me in the comments, does the number 4 remind you to slow down and build, or are you still searching for the ground to begin? Number 9, the power of completion. 9 does not simply arrive at the end of a cycle, it arrives as the wisdom keeper, the gentle but firm reminder that what ends does not perish, it transforms. This sacred number has always been seen as the seal of a journey, the closing of a karmic loop, the final step before a new path emerges. In numerology, 9 embodies the highest vibration of compassion, forgiveness, and transcendence. It is not the breaking of threads, but the weaving of endings into beginnings. Look to the cosmos this month, and you will notice the approaching supermoon, a celestial mirror amplifying 9's essence. Just as the full moon illuminates the night, 9 illuminates the spaces within us where we are still holding on to what must be released. Buddhist masters remind us, to cling is to suffer, to let go is to be free. This number arrives not as punishment, but as liberation. It whispers that endings are not losses, but sacred invitations to evolve. Baba Vanga often foretold that humanity's turning points would not come in the moments of triumph, but in the moments of surrender. And here lies the secret of 9. It is the quiet strength of the one who sets down burdens with gratitude, knowing that nothing real is ever lost. Nostradamus, too, wrote of cycles repeating, each ending folding seamlessly into a new dawn. 9 carries that eternal rhythm, reminding us that closure is not destruction, but sacred alignment with destiny. In the Buddhist path, 9 mirrors the teaching of impermanence. Everything rises, everything fades, everything transforms. To resist this flow is to live in fear. To embrace it is to live in harmony with the universe. When 9 appears in your life, it asks you to pause and look inward. What am I clutching to that belongs to yesterday? What wounds have I nurtured for too long? What chapters have I outgrown, yet kept open out of habit or fear? Completion is never about erasing, it is about honoring. To release with anger is to carry the weight into tomorrow. But to release with gratitude is to step lightly into the new. 9 carries the vibration of compassion for self and others, guiding you to forgive, to close gently, and to step into renewal. Just as a tree lets go of its leaves in autumn, so too must we let go of what no longer serves, trusting that spring will always return. So, I ask you, beloved seeker, what are you ready to complete? What story in your life has reached its sacred ending, calling you to step forward unburdened? Number 7, the Seeker's Light. 7 does not come with thunder, nor with the weight of urgency. It arrives as a lantern in the mist, guiding the wanderer back to stillness. It does not shout, it whispers, and its whisper says, return to center, return to truth. In the midst of noise and rushing days, the number 7 calls us to pause, to listen, to seek not in the outer chaos, but in the silence within. In Buddhism, 7 is sacred, reflecting the 7 factors of enlightenment: mindfulness, effort, joy, tranquility, concentration, wisdom, and balance. These are not lofty ideals reserved for monks in distant temples. They are living companions, waiting to be practiced in the simplicity of each breath. Every time we remember to return to awareness, every time we choose stillness over haste, we step into the gift of 7. Mystics and seers have long honored this number. Nostradamus wrote of the 7th cycle of renewal, when truths hidden for centuries would rise like dawn breaking after the longest night. Baba Vanga too spoke of wisdom that reveals itself only in silence, truths that cannot be forced, but must be awaited with patience, like a seed awaiting spring. 7 embodies this quiet unfolding. It does not demand, it invites. Spiritually, 7 is the seeker's number, the pilgrim's staff, the reminder that not all journeys are made with footsteps. Some journeys are made inwards, through reflection, meditation, and surrender to the present. It tells us, when clarity feels lost, it is not because life has abandoned you, it is because you have drifted too far from stillness. The light is not gone, you have only closed your eyes. 7 arrives this August as a mirror, reflecting back your spiritual state. Are you rushing ahead in search of answers, or are you willing to sit in silence and let the answers arrive on their own? Are you measuring your worth by noise and speed, or by depth and presence? 7 reminds us that the most powerful treasures are not found in the outer world, they are discovered within the temple of the heart. So pause now, breathe deeply, and listen. The universe is whispering through this number. Its vibration is not hurried, it is calm, patient, eternal. The question it leaves you with is this: are you willing to embrace stillness as your true teacher, and let serenity guide your steps in a world that glorifies noise? Number 18, the silent transformer. 18 does not burst forth with noise or spectacle. It does not dazzle like fire, nor strike like thunder. Instead, it slips quietly into the chambers of your life, like a shadow cast at twilight, subtle but insistent, whispering that something within you is ready to change. At first you may resist it. You may cling to what is familiar, the roles you have played, the habits you have worn like a second skin, the identities that once fit but now feel like garments too tight. Yet, 18 does not disappear when ignored. It lingers, it taps gently, reminding you that life is a cycle of shedding and renewal, and what no longer serves must eventually fall away. In the ancient wisdom of Buddhism, the number 18 resonates with karmic unfolding. It represents the closing of old patterns, the silent balancing of energies accumulated through choices past, and the doorway to new destinies waiting to be lived. Like the Buddha teaching impermanence under the Bodhi tree, 18 comes not to punish, but to liberate. It reveals that clinging is suffering, and transformation begins the moment we loosen our grasp. What once felt like loss is, in truth, the release of weight that was never ours to carry into the future. Baba Vanga often spoke of times when humanity would face the necessity of change, where entire ways of being would dissolve, so that new wisdom could be born. 18 echoes her vision, for it is the number that does not allow us to remain where we are. It is the nudge of destiny urging us to step outside the comfort zone, to see that what feels like an ending is often the beginning of something far greater than we imagined. Nostradamus, too, hinted at cycles of transformation arriving silently, as though the universe itself rearranges its patterns in the stillness of night. 18 is one of these cycles, quiet, hidden, and yet impossibly powerful. August of 2025 amplifies this energy, for cosmic alignments call us to step away from the familiar shore and wade into deeper waters. The transformations this number heralds may not come with fanfare. They may look like subtle shifts in relationships, career paths, or even the way you see yourself in the mirror each morning. But their impact is profound, like the sculptor removing what does not belong to reveal the true form within the stone. 18 chisels away at the false to reveal the authentic. It asks us not merely to endure change, but to embrace it, to step into rebirth willingly. In spiritual practice, 18 invites reflection. What parts of myself no longer align with my higher truth? Which attachments are cages disguised as comforts? It teaches that transformation is not about violently breaking the old, but about allowing it to dissolve naturally, like autumn leaves falling when their time has passed. The Dharma reminds us that letting go is not defeat, but freedom, and in that freedom, space is created for the new to bloom. So when 18 appears, see it as a silent ally, not a threat. It comes to transform your path, with grace, to lead you into the unknown, with the assurance that the unknown is simply the next chapter of your unfolding. It is the reminder that who you are becoming is far greater than who you have been. And so the question it leaves us with is this: are you brave enough to release what is safe, in order to embrace what is destined? Bonus number 44, the Master Builder. 44 does not come as coincidence. It comes as a seal, a cosmic reminder that the foundation beneath your feet is stronger than you believe. It is not simply two fours placed together. It is stability magnified, discipline echoed, resilience repeated, until it becomes part of your very spirit. Where 4 is the quiet architect, 44 is the master builder, shaping not just houses of stone, but the unseen architecture of destiny. In Buddhist thought, mastery is never sudden. Enlightenment is not a lightning strike, but a candle patiently lit again and again through practice, through presence, through persistence. 44 whispers the same. Greatness is not born in a single moment, but in the repetition of steady steps. The monk does not awaken in a day, nor does the tree bear fruit the moment it is planted. It is the return, the discipline, the devotion that brings transformation. Baba Vanga often spoke of storms, those tempests that test the human spirit when all that is fragile is swept away. In those storms, 44 appears not as fear, but as the pillar that refuses to fall. It is the voice that says, "Stay steady, for the winds will pass, and what endures will be only that which is rooted deep." Nostradamus too hinted at cycles of endurance, where only those who build with patience would inherit the rewards of time. This number carries the vibration of assurance, reminding you that even when life feels uncertain, you are not wandering without purpose. Every repetition of effort is carving your path. Every day you rise again, every practice you return to, every moment you choose to stand firm rather than collapse, you are building. And though the progress may seem slow, 44 promises that your foundation is already strong enough to hold the weight of your coming destiny. The master builder's gift is not speed, but endurance. It does not tell you to rush toward your dreams, but to craft them carefully, stone by stone, knowing that anything built too quickly will not withstand the storm. This is the deeper truth of 44. Stability is not given, it is created. And when you honor that truth, the universe aligns to confirm that you are exactly where you must be. So ask yourself, in the storms of your own life, are you building with patience or grasping for shortcuts that cannot last? These numbers, 21, 4, 9, 7, 18, and 44, are not coincidences scattered across time. They are living frequencies, sacred vibrations, and subtle mirrors of the energies that already dwell within your spirit. Each one carries the whisper of the cosmos, arriving not as mere predictions, but as invitations, reminders that the path of abundance has always been within you, waiting for your recognition. When you walk with these numbers, you walk with the rhythm of the universe. They guide you to release what no longer serves, to build with patience, to seek with clarity, and to stand steady when storms arrive. They remind you that prosperity is not found by chasing shadows, but by awakening to the light that was always yours. In the teachings of the Buddha, true wealth is not measured by gold or possession, but by the freedom of the awakened mind, by the harmony of a heart at peace with the flow of impermanence. Pause for a moment, breathe deeply, feel the stillness that rests between each inhale and exhale. Ask yourself, am I truly aligned with abundance, or am I lost in the noise of distractions? For alignment is not a distant dream. It is a choice made in this very breath, this very thought, this very moment. The numbers remind you to return again and again to that choice until it becomes your natural way of being. If these words have touched your soul, if these numbers echo within your heart, then affirm your alignment in the comments below by writing, "I am aligned with divine abundance," for with every word spoken with sincerity, you plant the seeds of transformation that ripple across your destiny. Like this message, share it, and subscribe to Old Buddhist Philosophy, a sanctuary where numbers, wisdom, and ancient truths converge into one flowing path. And remember, beloved seeker, true abundance does not begin with the restless chase of the external world. It begins with the quiet awakening of the inner world, where clarity, freedom, and grace already reside. You are ready. You are aligned. You are the frequency.